think I'm afraid to rebuild a carburetor? I eat carburetors for breakfast.
I ain't afraid of bears.
That's what bear hugs are for.
I'll tell you another thing I sure as shit am not afraid of. Women.
I'm not afraid of women.
I'm not afraid of women.
Woman wants to be president?
Well, I hope she has the guts to look me right in the eye and accept my full-throated endorsement.
This has to be the cringiest commercial I've ever seen in my life. The title of the commercial should be, "You Man Enough to Be a This video is brought to you by Home Title Lock, brought to you by Home Title Lock. See, ladies and gentlemen, y'all know I was a police officer, right? And it used to break my freaking heart when people would get scammed online. And I knew, they didn't know, we were probably gonna be able to do nothing for them. They were completely screwed. And I could see the dread and the pain in their eyes, and I knew they were gonna be hopeless in a situation where they came to us for some help. Now just imagine this real quick, that you're an unsuspecting homeowner, and one day you wake up, and you look in the mail and you realize your home is up for foreclosure, and you see a letter from a lender that you've never heard of before, taking a loan out that you never took out. And then you find out somebody transferred your home title into their name and then ran off with your equity. Who are you gonna call? Law enforcement ain't gonna be able to help you like that. And you can't even go down to the county recorder's office and say that it wasn't me. They're gonna turn around and tell you this is a civil litigation issue. You're gonna have to hire an attorney. Now, we all know right now, money is funny and change is strange. How you gonna afford an attorney? And if months have gone by and this is your first time identifying this problem, you're gonna be in a world of hurt. You've been swindled, you've been scammed, your equity has gone out of your house, it's been stolen, and now your home is on the line. This could take thousands of dollars to fix and over years of an investigation and working with bureaucracy to try to figure this out. When you could have been monitoring or restoring your service with Home Title Lock. And if you're not a homeowner, it's not just for homeowners. If you're not a homeowner, I know you have somebody in mind that you can think about. I think about my grandma. My grandfather just passed away, and she's by herself, and she's vulnerable. He was the protector. He was the one that looked through the mail and make sure everything was good, and now she's by herself, and it's up to me to take the step to make sure she's good. And I'm going to make sure that my grandma's title is locked. I want to make sure she's not compromised so nobody can scam her. And I bet you every single person watching this that got a grandma or something would want to do the same if you don't own your own house. You can learn more by using the link in the description section for yourself or a loved one. Put in promo code Tatum. You'll get your first 30 days off the triple lock protection for free and a comprehensive title report. Therefore, you can make sure your title is not already compromised, all right? I think we can get it at this point. That's 30 days free and a title report for using promo code Tatum, and it's in the link below. Go to HometitleLock.com/TheOfficerTatum and make sure your stuff is set up today. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell to get notifications anytime I go live or make a video. Y'all already know what to do. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, the most cringiest commercial I've ever seen in my life. These guys, all these guys are man enough to be real, you know what? Just straight. That's what I want to call them. You got to be such a coward, weenie, soft as toilet paper on a marshmallow for you to be a part of this commercial. And I don't know what man, they're struggling with men. Kamala Harris is struggling with men. First of all, men thinking about a woman running the country is because most of y'all ain't half of the woman our mama is or half of the woman our grandmama is. These modern women like Kamala Harris have no qualifications. You ain't strong enough. You ain't leading a family. You don't even have kids. Ma'am, go sit down somewhere. How you gonna lead something? And then y'all put commercials out like this. Do you think y'all are out of touch with men? Do you think a real man is looking at this like, yeah, I'm man enough? They picked the gayest, weirdest dudes to be in this thing. I'm man enough to. I think one dude said something about, Nick, you heard him say it. Wait till I play the clip. He said something freaky. I was like, what is this? Is this a parody? Roll the clip.
Man.
I'm a man.
I'm a man, man.
And I'm man enough.
I'm man enough to enjoy a barrel-proof bourbon.
Meat.
Man enough to cook my steak rare.
Man enough to deadlift 500, then braid the out of my daughter's hair.
Bro, that's the gayest thing I ever heard in my life, bro. I'm a deadlift 500 and braid my daughter's hair. Bro, you sound like a pedophile. What kind of weirdo are you? I'm man enough to hit 500 on the thing and then wipe my kid butt. Shut up, fool. Let me finish this commercial. Let me start back right here.
And braid the out of my daughter's hair.
You think I'm afraid to rebuild a carburetor? I eat carburetors for breakfast.
No, it's called carbs. You eat too many carbs, not carburetors.
I ain't afraid of bears.
That's what bear hugs are for.
I'll tell you another thing I sure as shit am not afraid of. Women.
I'm not afraid of women.
I'm not afraid of women.
They want to control their bodies? I say go for it.
They want to use IVF.
Go have that abortion. I don't want to be no daddy. Oh my God, this is terrible.
Start a family? I'm not afraid of families.
They want to be childless cat ladies?
Have all the cats you want.
Woman wants to be president?
Well, I hope she has the guts to look me right in the eye and accept my full-throated endorsement.
Because I'm man enough to support women.
Man enough to know what kind of donuts I like.
Man enough to admit I'm lost, even when I refuse to ask for directions.
Man enough to not ban young women from reading Little Women.
Or one of those pants books that the sisters like.
I'm man enough to raw dog a flight.
Did he just say raw dog a flight? He said raw dog a flight. They really put this in a commercial?
Sucked. Not worth it.
I'm man enough to be emotional in front of my wife.
In front of my kids.
In front of my horse.
I'm man enough to tell you that I cry at Love Actually.
Goodwill Hunting.
West Side Story.
Or at the buffet line.
That and Predator.
And I'm sick of so-called men domineering, belittling, and controlling women just so they can feel more powerful.
That's not how my mama raised me.
I love women.
Yeah, well, you tell your daddy didn't raise you.
I love women who support their families.
Women who decide not to have families.
Women who take charge.
Why they got the black man saying, I support women who decide not to have families? Why the brother don't want to be a daddy, bro? Why he don't want to be a daddy, bro?
Have families.
Women who take charge.
And I'm man enough to help them win.
Oh my God, that's the cringiest commercial I've ever seen in my life. I know y'all probably wanted me to play it all the way through, but I couldn't watch it without spazzing on these people. This is the commercial I've ever seen in my life. I'm man enough to let a woman watch me cry. I'm man enough to tell a woman I don't want that kid either. I'm man enough. I eat carbs I can eat a carburetor for breakfast. You eat a carburetor for breakfast. And they picked a fat one to say that. I'm okay if a woman don't want a family. They picked a brother to say that one. Then the dude talking about raw dogging. Bro, do you know what that mean? You know what that mean, bro? You on a commercial saying, I'm man enough to squat 500 and break the out of my daughter's hair. Bro, when you say break the out of something, that got creepy. You could have just said, I'm willing to do 500 squats and I also braid my daughter's hair. Like, bro, you say I break what does braiding it out of my daughter's hair look like? Bro, that sound like some creepy weirdo stuff. Why couldn't they just let men get on the thing and say what they want to say? They scripted the weakest thing I ever heard in my life. And this is their movement now. Catch it. This is their thing now. Now they on TV talking about masculinity. They want to reimagine masculinity. Bro, you know how many men y'all gonna turn off? Ask Bud Light. They put a transformer in there to talk about beer, and people are like, what the? Man, ain't got nothing to do with beer. Now y'all doing this. Now let's play the clip and listen to look at this woman.
Is actually for all men. You know, I think men are in crisis, actually, in this country.
Women are more in crisis than men, if you ask me.
I think that plays out different ways. And not all men are in crisis, of course. And not all men are just at home listening to Joe Rogan, being angry or being recruited to fascism. Some just need therapy, like we all do. I go to therapy. That's great.
Oh, it ain't working. It ain't working. Every time a woman says, I go to therapy, that's a virtue signal. They need to go to therapy. They ain't going to no therapy. The therapy just tell them what they want to hear. Because woman, for you to say something that's stupid, you need to go, but you need to get your money back.
But I think we need to have a real conversation about that rather than allowing this kind of drift toward this faux masculinity that we see Donald Trump evincing.
And what I see is
serving your country is faux masculinity. Standing up for your family is faux masculinity. The mother freaking country was built on the masculinity that they're trying to break down. They want this to be a matriarchy. Name a country that's a matriarchy. Okay, that's what I thought. They won't exist. And it's really nothing against women. It's that people gotta live in reality, bro. You need men to be on the edge, bro. You need men that's like, you say the wrong thing, you can lose it all. That's the kind of men you want, a man that you know can go all the way. When the rubber hit the road, I want to be able to say, I got a couple dudes that run with me that we willing to die for this stuff. We willing to die for this country. No questions asked. We're going to die for my family. No questions asked. I ain't talking, ain't thinking, ain't about nothing but doing what I need to do to make stuff happen. Ain't nothing time for emotions and crying and whining and the past and all that. You got to have a man that got to focus. They can say, I'm going all the way. That's what men have done in this country from the foundation. That's why we're the strongest and biggest and best country in the world, because we had real men that put it all on the line. I gotta calm down because I want to say something that's gonna get me banned, and I'm not gonna say it. I'm so sick of these people. It's gonna come to a boiling point. If y'all want it, then let's talk about it. Let's put our ideas against one another in a real way, and let's see who come out on top. Okay. All right, let me get to some of these other clips because I think this is one. Scott Jennings had a pretty interesting thing to say about this as well. Wrote a clip.
I mean, this is a political party that thinks gender is just a state of mind, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, my God, we have trouble with moderate biological males. I mean, who is surprised about this? Yeah, I think Democratic Party elites like Obama and like others have been viciously attacking Donald Trump since 2016, and everything they've said about him is what they have always said about him, and I don't think it's particularly effective right now. I think their problem isn't attacking Trump. Their problem is finding reasons to give people to support Kamala Harris. This stop he made in this plea he's making to African-American men. I mean, he said today he insulted them. I mean, he, first of all, admits that they're not enthusiastic about her. He said, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president, and you're coming up with other alternatives and reasons for that. And I think one thing we've seen about Democrats over the years is that when they can't convince you to do something, they begin to insult you. Obama specifically, when he was having trouble with rural voters in Pennsylvania, go back all the way into his campaigns, he insulted them about their culture and values. I don't think it's helpful to insult a group of people who are already not enthusiastic about your campaign, but I think that's what he did today. The story tonight is they're struggling with men, Obama's insulting men, and they're out saying, well, let's fix it by sending Tim Walz out and hiring Mitt Romney. It's crazy to me.
I'm sorry, this is not a campaign strategy to name Mitt Romney the Secretary of State.
Are you agreeing?
I don't
this is a suggestion in a report.
Exactly. I don't think I don't think we should force any candidate to name who their cabinet is prior to even winning. I think they should be out there talking to voters.
I totally agree with that.
See?
Wow.
Complete agreement
Scott
with
Jennings, Ashley Allison agreeing.
You know, I think they on the wrong side of this, bro. They on the wrong side of this. I don't know why they think that men. I think men are. The woman said that men are in a crisis. I think women are more in a crisis than men are. However, that doesn't mean men are not in a crisis to a certain degree. You got men that are sick of being suppressed and belittled and emasculated. The Andrew Tate wave and the red pill wave, men are sick of it. You guys are catching men in a place where they're sick of this. And then you're doubling down on it. You make a corny, cringy commercial that's scripted with weirdo dudes that no man is thinking like. No man is looking at that being like, yeah, that's me. I'm a barrel whiskey neat. They literally walked out every male stereotype. Then tried to flip it. You guys are out of touch, man. Nobody fooling with y'all like that. We not messing with y'all like that. And most men don't think it's okay that you don't know what a man and a woman is. The real question is they don't know what a woman is. They don't mind saying what a man is. They don't know what a woman is. And I don't know how women are okay with that. It's whatever you think you are. That's disrespectful to women. You claim you care about women's bodies and autonomy. No, what about a man's right to choose? Oh, no, because men can have children, right? I find it interesting that the campaign season has forgotten about the fact that they just said that men can have children. Men can be pregnant. Why is this not a referendum on men's rights? Or why are they not calling it birthing people? They've changed the name. You can't even call men and women in certain states in the school system. You can't say boys and girls. You have to say children and students. Why are Republicans not calling them out on this? We should be in a debate calling them out on stuff like this. Where they go, a woman's right to choose. You be like, wait a minute. You mean a birthing person's right to choose, right? Because men can also give birth, can't they, Kamala? No, can a man give birth? Because if a man can give birth, then you are discriminated against birthing men by saying only a woman's right to choose. It's actually their right to choose, a man and a woman's right to choose. Oh, then they in pickle. All right, let me play this last clip so y'all can see this because I thought this was a good take too.
Governor Walz, according to Politico, is going to be going out on a men tour, literally a tour of media to appeal to men.
And he the weakest dude on planet Earth. Boy, ain't nobody want to be like Tim Walz. Nobody want to be a beta. Bro, you already a beta by being a vice president to a woman. You already wearing the dress in the family. You ain't beta. They should have picked two women. They picked two women that won't be as bad as a dude trailing behind Kamala Harris with his tail tucked between his legs. Bro, you ain't screaming masculinity whatsoever. You like the man in the family where the woman wear the pants. That's what Tim Walz is in this situation. The woman's wearing the pants and the man just floating behind her somewhere. That's what that is.
They need to appeal to the needs of the voters. And so when I was a delegate for President Obama in both of his elections in Ohio, right now the vice president is down 11 points in Ohio, even though I fully expect President Trump to take Ohio as he did twice, but to be down 11 points compared to President Biden, that is a problem. But this other issue I want to bring up is a problem too. Why are black men being lectured to? Why are black men being belittled in ways that no other voting group? Now, a lot of love for former President Obama, but for him to single out black men is wrong. And some of the black men that I have talked to have their reasons why they want to vote a different way. And even if some of us may not like that, we have to respect it. So unless President Barack Obama is going to go out and lecture every other group of men from other identity groups, my message for Democrats is don't bring it here to black men who by and large don't vote much differently from black women. And why, as a politician, we should be trying to get all voters to vote. And hopefully there are a few good men out there who do care about the stripping away of some of women's bodily autonomy. But this is wrong for President Obama. It is a wrong course for the Harris-Walz campaign to lay at the feet of black men when they have their reasons. In 2020, the vice president was labeled a cop, as we know.
But do you think, sorry to interrupt you, Nina, but do you think he's right that one of the reasons is because they don't like the idea of
it might be some listen, black men are socialized in the same society as any other man. So yes, is misogyny maybe a part of it? But again, is President Obama and is the Harris-Walz campaign going to lecture other male groups in the same way that they're lecturing?
This is
black
not
men?
just about,
I don't think so.
It's not just about Pennsylvania. It's not just about men.
They losing black men. That's what we see it. They losing black men for a few reasons. One is that black men I think, are logical thinkers in comparison to black women. They're more logical. I'm not saying that women don't have no logic. I'm saying that men are typically more logical thinkers. They're not geared so much by emotionalism, generally speaking. All these boys out here killing each other are all raised by single mothers and emotional. They're emotional. They cannot regulate their emotions. They never had a dad to stabilize. That's why they out here killing people because they mad one day. But generally speaking, because that's a small fraction of black men that are violent like that. When you look at it for what it is, black men are just like men in general, think more pragmatic and logical, and they're not geared by emotional instinct. When I say instinct, your instinct could be wrong, right? And so you don't want to always try to go off this emotional instinct. And that's what women do. So they like Kamala Harris. She's a woman and make them feel good, or bodily autonomy, and all these words make them feel good. So they tend to want to vote for these people. Black men are looking like, well, what are you doing? We're the ones out here trying to get jobs, and you let the Mexicans and everybody else, but Venezuelans and all them take over these jobs. You got illegals running through the country. You put me, I was talking to my cousin on the phone last night. I almost said, bro, you in jail. And you didn't murder nobody. There's illegal aliens out here who have been convicted of murder, and they're free right now. How did that make you feel? Anyway, I can go down a rabbit hole. Black men are sick of that stuff. So I think they losing them. And then with the illegals, they losing them. With the finance, they losing them. And now they got to have a referendum against black men and try to alienate them and shame them into voting for Kamala Harris. I don't think it's going to happen this time, man. And I think black men are sick of black women, too, to a certain degree. I'm honestly believe that. Black men are sick of black women. Black women treat black men so poorly, generally speaking. I don't think it's most of them, but generally speaking. All the black men I know, they sick of black women. A lot of black men I know, they don't even date black women. And I don't know if it's necessarily they hate them. It's just that the way black women treat black men, for whatever reason, is not like other people treat black men. I honestly believe that most people date people that are around their demographic, but I think most people want to date certain people, and they're just not in their demographic. If black men were equally exposed to every race like there are black people, I think that black men would probably choose other races more than black women. I'm just being, keep it real. And I think it's uniquely in the black community that that's the case. And it's reasons behind it, right? When you raised by a single mother who tell you she don't need no man, and you never see what a real man look like, and all the dudes running in and out of your mama house ain't no good, you see men differently. And you feel like you got to be a boss and you got to be a leader because all you saw in your household, the leader was the women. And so women get conditioned to be a certain way that men are not conditioned to like and love. When a kid raised by his mama, he getting hugs and kisses and being nurtured, and then he get grown, and then women are nurturers to him, and this woman want to be a daddy to him. You know what I'm saying? So I see y'all in the next one, man.